1.5 is called using formulas in geometry, okay? So let's review what were the formulas that we discussed in this lesson, okay? Using formulas in geometry, okay? So we start talking about the formulas of some geometric figures, okay? The first figure that we talked was, okay, the formula of the rectangle. So we talk about how to find the perimeter and area of a rectangle, okay? Let's start talking about the rectangle. Okay. So we saw in class that the formulas of the rectangle are the following, okay? So let's start writing or drawing what a rectangle looks like, okay? A rectangle looks like this, okay? Or is this, okay? It's a figure like this that it has two sides that are equal. This side is equal to this one, and this is called the width, okay? And what is the other side called? ¿Qué me dice? The length, exactly, thank you, okay? So the length is the other two sides, the top and the bottom, okay? So the formulas that we have to talk here is, the first one is the perimeter formula, is the following. The formula said that we're gonna multiply 2 times the length, okay, plus 2 times the width, okay? And the area formula is the following. Well, to find the area of the rectangle, we're gonna multiply the length times the width, okay? I think you remember that. And there are videos of this on your on my YouTube channel, okay? So let's see an example of how do we work this. So this is the example that I'm gonna do it with you today, okay? For example, we got this rectangle, okay? This is the rectangle that we are talking about, okay? This rectangle has these two sides that are congruent or that are equal, that have the same measure. This size measured 13 centimeters, okay? And this is what we call, ¿verdad? Esa parte, ¿cómo se llama? What is that part of the rectangle? That is the length, okay? So the width has a measure of, let me see, of, of 6, okay? So let's start by finding the perimeter, okay? So we're gonna do it this way, okay? We're gonna put that on the formula, okay? So it's gonna be something like this, okay? It's gonna be 2 times 13 because that's the length, plus 2 times the width, and that's going to be 2 times 6. So we're gonna multiply those numbers and then we're gonna add them together. So the answer is going to be, I'm gonna do it in steps, okay? Remember, you have to do that on your test. Every process you have to do it on the test, okay? So 2 times 13 is 26. So that's going to be added by the multiplication of 2 times 6, that is 12, okay? So the final answer is, who can tell me, what is the perimeter of this rectangle that we're talking about? Exacto. Thank you. The answer is 38 centimeters. Any questions about how to find the perimeter? Okay, this is how we do it, okay? Or how we're supposed to do it. Okay, so now we need to find the area of that rectangle. So to find the area is, we use the following formula. The area is equal to the length times the width. So we're gonna multiply, what numbers do we're gonna multiply? Exactly. So it's going to be 13 multiplied by 6. And the answer of that is going to be the area of the whole rectangle. And that is, if we multiply 13, exacto, thank you, Ariana. And Ariana said something important, centimeters square. When we're talking about area, students, we got to put it to the square or to the exponent of 2, okay? That's very important that we always do it. If we don't do it, we're gonna have it wrong, okay? Or we're gonna miss a unit, ¿verdad? The unit is centimeter, but it's to the square, okay? Any questions on how to find the perimeter and area of a rectangle? This is very basic, ¿verdad? It's just apply the formula and do the answer, okay? And do the problem, and you're gonna have the perimeter and area, okay? Any questions about this so far? Okay, so now we're gonna go to the next geometric figure that we talked in this lesson. It was the square. So let's talk about the square, okay? Okay, a square has four sides that have the same measure. We know that, okay? So this is what a square looks like. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the square. We're gonna talk about four geometric figures that you have to focus on this lesson. Our number second is square. So a square looks like this. Let me do it here. This is a square. It has four sides that has the same measure, okay? So it's going to be, all the sides going to be the same measure. And we call the sides, students, S, meaning side, ¿verdad? Que son los lados. And the formulas of a square were the following. To find the perimeter, we say that the perimeter is equal to 4 times the S. Why? Because we got four sides, okay? And to find the area, well, it's going to be sides to the square, okay? Or S square, okay? Because that's how we find the whole area of the square in this case, okay? So let's give you an example or a problem of how we do this. Imagine we got the following problem. We got this square. Let me write it. Let me draw it very quick. Remember, this is not a great drawing, but I'm trying my best. Okay. So the sides of this square has a measure of y minus 3. So we see here that we don't have a number like a real number, like a 28 or something like that. What we have there, we got a algebraic expression. We got y minus 3. So how we do it? Well, we do it the same way. Let's see it. So to find the perimeter, we're going to use the following formula, the formula that we saw like seconds ago. So it's going to be 4. And what is the S? What do we put in the S, where the S go? What do we substitute? Y minus 3. Thank you. So you see, this is how we're going to do it. Okay. So what are we going to do? We're going to apply a little algebra. Okay. So we're going to apply the distributive property of multiplication. So we're going to do what? We're going to multiply 4 times y and 4 times negative 3, or ¿verdad? It's the same. Okay? So the answer, students, is going to be the following. So in the first part, we got that 4 times y is, ¿cuánto es 4 más y? 4y, okay? 4y, okay? And the other is going to be 4 times negative 3. So it's going to be negative 12. Excellent. So there we have our perimeter. Can someone tell me, do we gonna have a unit in this problem? ¿Va a tener unidad, centímetro, algo así? ¿Qué me dice? No va a tener porque en este caso, ¿verdad? We didn't use a unit because we're talking about an algebraic expression, okay? Any questions on how to do this? Okay? Estamos. Okay? No, we cannot do, yes, we cannot do nothing else because there are no like terms there, okay? Okay? If there were like terms, maybe we can do something, but we just leave it there. Porque no hay nadie que sea 4y. Recuerde, el 12 está solito, ¿verdad? It says negative 12 or minus 12, okay? Estamos. That's a good question. We're not going to do nothing else, Amaya, okay? So now we're going to do the perimeter, okay? So the perimeter formula is the following. It's going to be y minus 3, but it's going to be, what else do we have to include in that formula? But it's going to be to the square, and that is the same as Amaya said. So this means that we're going to multiply y minus 3 times y minus 3. ¿Me entendieron eso? Because that exponent 2 tells you what? That we have 2 minus y, ¿verdad? 2 y minus 3, okay? Because this exponent means that we got 2 times what is in the parentheses, okay? So what do we gonna do now? What can someone tell me? We're gonna multiply like this, okay? So the first term, we're gonna multiply with the first term in the other parentheses, and also we're gonna multiply the first times the other one, and we're gonna do the other. So it's going to be like this, okay? We're gonna multiply everything by everything. So at the end, we're gonna have something like this. Esto se supone que usted lo haya visto en su, ¿verdad? En su Algebra 1 class. So the first is y times y, that is y squared, okay? Because we got two y's. And y times -3 is going to be 3 or -3y, okay? Hasta ahí, ¿estamos bien o alguien se perdió? Okay? And we're also going to multiply -3 times y. That's going to be also -3y or -3y. And what's the last multiplication that we have to do? Según lo que, ¿verdad? And that is +9. Okay. So the question that I have to do is, what else can I do in this problem? Are there any like terms in this problem? Who can tell me what are the like terms that you can see very, very fast? Gente, ¿verdad? Los like terms, 3y, exacto, -3y. So we're going to add -3y, -3y, okay? Because we're going to add them because they have the same sign. So it's going to be at the end, let me change the color. It's going to be y squared. Nothing happens with the y squared, but we're going to add those two numbers because both of them are negative. So it's going to be -6y, okay? And we just drop the 9. So it's going to be, the final answer is going to be y squared minus 6y plus 9, okay? Any questions on how to do this, okay? That happens when you have an algebraic expression like y minus 3. But if you have a number, a normal number, well, you're going to multiply only, okay? ¿Entendimos? Okay, this video going to be on YouTube. Ajá, sí. No, porque ya no hay más términos, ya se acabó, ya simplificamos hasta lo máximo, ¿ok? Exacto, exacto. Like we saw in the area, ¿verdad? Cuando buscamos el perímetro, we didn't do nothing more than just multiply 4 times y and 4 times -3, okay? But here, the only thing we do extra was add -3 minus -3, okay? Why? ¿Estamos? ¿Cómo es? Porque no hay más ningún like term con el y square, Ariana. No se puede hacer más nada porque realmente, sí, recuerde, en suma y resta, cuando usted está trabajando con like terms, por ejemplo, tienen que ser idénticos. Mira, yo puedo sumar esto, 3x más 3x, yo puedo sumarlo. But if I have something like this, 3x squared plus, por ejemplo, 3x, I cannot add that. Yo no puedo sumar eso porque son on like terms. Ahora bien, si esto fuera multiplicación, sí se podría hacer. Pero cuando tenemos suma y resta, tienen que ser idénticos, ¿ok? ¿Estamos? Ok, por si acaso, ¿verdad? That's algebra, but I can, ¿verdad? Yo puedo recordar eso, ¿ok? But in this case, I can do nothing, ¿ok? Aquí se queda igual. 3x squared plus 3x. ¿Ok? Estamos, pregunta hasta aquí, mi gente, ¿estamos? Estamos, can I erase this? You have it? Okay, so let's go to the last formulas that we're gonna talk. We're gonna go to the triangle now and then the circle, and we're done for today review. Voilà. So let's continue our review. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the third geometric figure that we talked in class. It was the triangle. Okay, so let's go with the famous triangle. Okay? So let's start looking how we have a triangle, o cómo veríamos un triángulo. Okay, so this is how we look, or how we're gonna see a triangle. It's gonna be something like this. Okay, algo así. Okay, we can say that this is the base, ¿verdad? Esa es la base del triángulo. This is side A, and this is going to be side C. Okay, we also mentioned that here we can have the height. Sometimes we don't have it, but we can also have the height measure. Okay, and the formulas were the following. To find the perimeter, we're just gonna add side A plus side B plus side C, okay? And to find the area, there are two formulas that you can use. I prefer the first one, but you can use both of them or any of them. The first one was 1/2 times the base times the height. And the other formula we saw that we also can find the area of a triangle was the multiplication of the base times the height divided by 2. Okay? Doesn't matter what formula you use, you're going to obtain the same result for area. Okay? Preguntas de la fórmula, mi gente. ¿Estamos? So now I'm going to do an example of how can you work, how you're going to work this on the test. Okay? So this is the example for this part. We got this triangle. Let me draw it. It's not going to be the prettiest, but I'm trying my best. Okay? We got this triangle. Tenemos este triángulo. Okay? This side has a measure of 5x. This is going to be side C. Okay? The base measures 8. Okay? This side is going to measure, or it's going to measure 4x. Okay? Side A. And it's going to have a height. Sí. Sí, dame arreglarlo. Me quedó. Sí, mala mía. Yes, it's an 8. Es un 8, sí. Mala mía. It's an 8. Okay? And it has a height. Este triángulo tiene una altura. I'm going to give you the height also. It got a height of 3x. Okay? 3x. So let's apply the formula. We're going to start with the perimeter. So it's going to be, well, just the addition of side A plus side B plus side C. Okay, let's do it. So it's going to be, students, what is side A? ¿Cuál es el lado A en ese triángulo? What is side A? 4x, ¿verdad? 4x. So this is going to be side A. You can write it down. Okay? What is side B then, students? A, because that's the base of the triangle, okay? So 8. And what is side C then? 5x, thank you, okay? So we got everything in the formula, so we're gonna add, okay? And we're gonna apply what we have to do. So who can tell me what are the like terms of this problem? There are two like terms. So we're gonna start adding those terms. So it's going to be 9x, okay? And then we just drop the 8 and we're done. We got the perimeter of this triangle. We can do nothing else because we don't have any more like terms. Okay? So we only have to do, ¿verdad? Hasta aquí llegamos con este ejercicio. Okay? Duda pregunta. That's how we find the perimeter of this particular triangle. Okay? Every triangle is going to be, ¿verdad? Particular. Okay? So now let's find the area of this triangle. Sorry. So to find the area, I'm going to use the first formula. You can use any of them, and you're going to obtain the same result. So it's going to be 1/2 times the base. What is the base again? ¿Cuál es la base? 8. Excelente. So we're going to put 8 there. Okay? And the height is 3x. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is multiply. Okay? You're going to see the difference now. Can we multiply 8 times 3x? Can someone tell me? Sí, ¿por qué? Porque ahí los like terms no aplica, ¿verdad? No es lo mismo suma de like terms que multiplicación de like terms. Since I am multiplying this, I can multiply them. Pero si hubiera sumado eso, ¿se podía hacer algo? Si hubiera tenido 8 más 3x, ¿se podía hacer algo, estudiante? No. Pero since I am multiplying and you know your algebra, we can multiply that. So that's going to be area is equal to 1/2 of 24x because I multiply 8 times 3 and that is 24 and x, I just put the x, okay? So what else do I have to do to find the area? So when we have a 1/2, that's the same as saying we're gonna divide. Sí, siempre usted va a mover la variable. Voy a explicar ya mismo, Ariana, que te va a ayudar, okay? So what's the answer then? 24x divided by 2 is, ¿verdad? 24, la mitad de 24, ¿cuál es? 12. So the final answer is going to be 12x, and we are done with this problem. Okay? Voy a explicarle algo de light terms rapidito para que me entiendan. Okay? Esto es extra, un extra de la clase. Okay? So if we're talking about addition, escriba esto. If we're talking about addition, esto es rapidito. Esto es un review de Algebra 1 from 8th grade. If we're adding light terms or subtracting, this is what's going to happen. Esto es rapidito. Subtraction. So imagine I got this light terms, for example. I got 10x plus 8 plus 5x. What are the light terms in that problem? Okay, exactly. So we're going to add them. It's going to be 15x plus 8. Can I do something else? Exacto. But what happens when I have a multiplication? Let's see what happens. Or let's just do multiplication. Okay? Para que me entienda. If we're adding if we're multiplying numbers, this is what's going to happen. It doesn't matter, in multiplication, it doesn't matter, or light terms doesn't exist, we can say. So imagine we got this, we got the same problem, 10x plus 8. Sorry, no puede ser plus porque estoy multiplicando, mala mía. Okay, let imagine we're multiplying 10x plus 8 plus 5x. What is the answer going to be in that problem? We're going to multiply these light terms, but let's see what happens. What is 10x plus times 5x? Sorry. 50x, but you're gonna add the x too. Usted va a multiplicar también las variables. No sé si le contesto la pregunta a Ariana. ¿Viste, Ariana? No es lo mismo, ¿viste? ¿Ok? Pues nada, eso es lo que quería aclarar. ¿Ok? Por si acaso, ¿verdad? Alguien tiene una duda. Preguntas, dudas hasta aquí, mi gente. Okay, so let's go to our last geometric figure that we talked in this lesson, sorry, is the famous circle, okay, el famoso círculo, ¿verdad? Círculo, okay. So I'm going to do it in this side, okay, the circle, okay, the circle, okay. Lo dejamos para último porque es un poquito, ¿verdad? Diferente. Okay? So when we talk about a circle, this is what I'm talking about. This is what a circle looks like, okay? It's not the prettiest, but let's just, it's ugly. Let me do it again. I'm sorry. Okay, a little better maybe. Okay, so this is the center of the circle. This is what we call the center. Parece una pokebola, I'm sorry. Okay, this is the radius. This part is what we call the radius. Okay, another piece of information that we can see in the circle is the diameter, ¿verdad? Cuán ancho o cuán, okay, the diameter. And the last thing that we can talk is what we call this segment is, I'm sorry, let me do it again. A segment that we learn what is that is what we call the circumference of the circle. Okay? So that's basically how we can see a circle. Okay? Circumference. Okay? So what are the formulas that we saw in this part of the lesson? Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened there. There were two formulas that we're gonna use. I'm gonna mention them real quick. Circumference. Okay. So the formulas are the following. Okay. The first formula we talked was the circumference formulas. Okay. There are two formulas that we're gonna use. Okay. The first one is pi times the diameter. Okay. We can use this formula if we got the diameter, or we can also use the other one. Circumference is equal to 2 times pi times the radius. Okay, so there are the formulas of circumference, And the last formula that we talked was how to find the area of a circle. It's just area is equal to pi times r squared. Okay? So let's see an example of how to find this on a circle. Okay? I'm going to give you two examples. Let's do it quick. Y con esto básicamente terminamos. Hasta aquí estamos bien, mi gente. Are we clear? Okay, so let's see the first example. We got this circle. It's ugly, you don't mind, and it has a radius of 5 inches. So let's do both formulas here. So what circumference formula we can use to find the radius or to find the circumference, sorry, of this circle in particular? The first one or the second one? The second one, thank you. So we're gonna do 2 times pi. Remember, pi is the same as 3.14167, but in your calculator, you can have that symbol. Okay, you can have it. Let me see if you can have it. It's there, so you have it on your calculator. Okay, so it's going to be 2 times pi times r squared. So r squared is the same as saying 5 squared. So let's do this in parts. So it's going to be 5 squared is the same as saying, ¿cuánto es 5 al cuadrado? 25, ¿verdad? 5 times 2, 5, or 5 squared, sorry, is the same as saying 5 times 5. We are multiplying the number 2 times. So it's going to be 25. So what do we have to do now? Well, we got to multiply all of that, 2 times pi, so I'm going to do it. The answer is going to be something like this, okay? If you multiply pi or 2 times pi, it's going to give you the answer, always going to give you the answer of 6.28. Okay, that happens when you multiply 2 times pi. Okay, that is given. You're always going to put that like automatically. So what do I have left to do? Well, I have to multiply 6.28, sorry, times 25. And that's going to be, ¿quién me dice? ¿Cuál será la respuesta final? Well, the final answer is going to be 157.07, or we can round this number to the following: 157.1. Okay? Es la misma respuesta, okay? And it's going to be inches, okay? Sería pulgadas. ¿Duda, pregunta? Sí, porque recuerda, multiplication is commutative, so it doesn't matter what you multiply first, you're supposed to have the same answer. Okay? ¿Estamos? Ok. ¿Alguna otra pregunta, mi gente? Okay. Pues vamos a continuar entonces. Okay. What else do we have to do? Let's find the area of this circle. Okay. The area is pi times r squared. So r squared is the same. It's going to be 5 squared. So we got to solve the exponent and then multiply it by pi. So it's going to be pi times 25. So what's the answer of that? The answer is going to be 78.54, sorry. And we're going to have that is 78.54. And we got to put the units. The units are inches. And what do we have to put also in that units? A square, exacto. Okay. So any questions about how to find the circumference and area of a circle? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do one more and we are done for today. ¿Puedo borrar? Sí, sí, sí. ¿Alguna pregunta? What? I did round it up, okay? Yo redondeé. La respuesta daba, te voy a decir, Tyler. Pi times 25 is pi times 25 is 78.539. So I rounded up. So it's going to be 78.54. Okay. I don't mind that you rounded up. Just you have approximately a close answer. Okay, Tyler. Yo no voy a quitar puntos por eso, ¿sí? A menos que sea una respuesta bien diferente. Por ejemplo, que sea 78.54 and you have 200, okay? That's wrong, okay? But if you are very close to the answer, it's okay, okay? Estamos. So I don't mind that you are like, have the super exactly rounded number, okay? ¿Alguna otra pregunta, mi gente? ¿Estamos claros? Okay, so I'm going to do one extra examples of a circle when I have the diameter, okay, and we're done for today, okay. Recuerden, esta clase está siendo grabada, así que debería verla, ¿verdad? Yo le sugiero que la vea, por si acaso algo se le quedó, okay. Let's do one more, but I'm going to have now the diameter of a circle. So let me try to do it. El diámetro. Okay, vamos a verlo rápido. Okay, let me, okay. So I got a circle, but I have in this case the diameter, okay? El diámetro. And the diameter is the following. Is 16 centimeters, ¿verdad? 16 centímetros. Okay? Vamos a hacer este ejercicio rapidito, okay? So I'm going to use what formula for circumference? The first one or the second one? ¿Quién me dice? Exacto, because I have the diameter now. So it's going to be pi times the diameter, that is 16. So I'm going to multiply pi times 16, and that is pi times 16 is 50.26. Or we could just say 15.3, okay? And that is centimeters, okay? Any questions about how to find the circumference, having the diameter? ¿Estamos? So now let's work the area of this circle, okay? So the formula, I only have one formula. So can someone tell me what is going to be the answer here? It's going to be pi. Piense, it's going to be pi times r. So what is the answer? ¿Verdad? ¿Cuál sería la R aquí? Exacto, porque radio sería la mitad. So it will be, excellent, Amaya. It will be pi times 8, ¿verdad? Que es la mitad de 16. So it's going to be something like this. Miren, sería pi. Y para, ¿verdad? Si usted tiene el diámetro, el radio sería la mitad del diámetro. ¿Cuál sería entonces? Well, 8, ¿verdad? 8 is half of 16. Okay? So I'm going to do 8 square and then multiply it by pi. So it's going to be something like this, students. It's going to be pi. This is an 8. Let me write it again, porque parece otro número. So, ¿cuánto es 8 a la 2? O 8 to the power of 2 or 8 square? ¿Cuánto es? Exacto, because it's the same as saying that I am multiplying 8 times 8. Okay. So the answer, or the final answer, well, you have to multiply pi times 64, and that is 200.1, or 201, sorry, 201.1. Okay. And that's going to be centimeters square. Dudas, preguntas, mi gente de noveno 1. Porque, ok, 8, porque cuando tengo el diámetro, Ariana, to find or I can interpret that the radius is going to be half the diameter. Ok, si yo tengo el diámetro, mi gente, que sería, ¿verdad? La línea completa del círculo. Vamos, para que lo vea. If I got the diameter and it say that it's 16 centimeters, the radius, well, is going to be half the diameter. So it's going to be, el radio sería la mitad, ¿verdad? Sería entonces 8. ¿Estamos? Lo entendimos, mi gente buena. ¿Okay? Eso, usted, sí, en todos lados hay que poner square. Siempre y cuando haya las unidades, si no, no se pone, ¿ok? Estamos. Estamos. ¿Alguna pregunta, mi gente? ¿Estamos? Well, let me check the list again, la lista de asistencia, y con eso estamos contentos para irnos. Esta semana no hay daily works, pero si alguien me debe algún trabajo, tiene hasta el viernes para enviarme trabajos de la semana pasada y la pasada, ¿ok? De las últimas 2 semanas, ¿entendimos? Así que no hay más que repasa examen. No puedo seguir dando de trabajo porque pues nunca terminamos, ¿entiendes? Estamos repasando, ¿ok? Ok, Micael llegó a la clase. Rapidito que me voy. Dime, Natalia. El martes próximo. Está en el LMS y yo lo dije la semana pasada. Pero es el martes 13 de octubre. Va a ser por LMS. Como hicimos el examen número 1. Usted lo trabaja y me lo envía, ¿verdad? Tiene ese día para enviármelo. Hasta la tarde. ¿Ok? ¿Ok? Sería el martes próximo. ¿Ok? Esta semana vamos a repasar solamente lessons 1.5 and 1.6 para que usted esté ready para ese examen. ¿Estamos? So, Micael no llegó ni María Andújar, ¿verdad? ¿No llegaron esos estudiantes? ¿Alguien que me ayude con eso? No los veo, ¿está bien? Perfecto, no los veo. Pues nada, como saben, este video va a estar en YouTube. Se puede suscribir al canal. Que tenga excelente tarde, entonces. ¿Okay? Nos vemos el miércoles. Contando con Dios. Nos vemos. Cuídense. Bye bye.